Hey, good morning, listeners. Welcome back to your favorite episode of 5G 6G Pulse. It has been 2.5 months since I was last here, but I am back. Sometimes life pulls us in different directions, and we find ourselves focusing on our top three priorities, which is health, family, and work. It is a reminder that while passion drives us, balance keeps us going. But no matter how long the break, what truly matter is showing up and staying committed to the journey. It is never about being perfect, it is about being present. After all, it is better to be late than never. We heard the CD right. Rest assured, I will keep coming back with fresh topic for you all. And today I am kicking off the first episode of 2025. I am your host Modi Dharani, and today we are diving into the future of wireless communication, that is 6G. Yes, you heard it right. Have you noticed how the year has started with a wave of excitement around 6G and DeepSeek AI? I've never been more excited about technology than the time and space that we are living in right now. The world has been changing super fast ever since AI took on the mainstream. Now, the speed of innovation has skyrocketed, with major tech giants rolling out their own AI models, each pushing the boundary of what's possible. This wave of AI evolution is not just limited to a few sectors, it is making an impact everywhere, including telecom. And with 6G on the horizon, we are looking at the future where AI driven use cases will be at the core of the next generation telecom. All I can say is embrace this journey, stay curious, and get ready for the exciting times ahead. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, maybe you already noticed that I have changed the podcast name to better align with the broader telecom landscape. Actually, in the telecom, pulse represent the short burst of data or signal that is being transmitted. Okay, so moving ahead, today I am recording this podcast to give you a perspective on how you can stay ahead of the curve as a leader and how do you prepare yourself and be aware of what is coming up next so that you can thrive and you can grow and create an impact in the world. Now, the simple question that comes to our mind is that 5G has barely rolled out in many parts of the world, and yet we are already discussing 6G. The short answer is innovation never stops. As technology evolves, so do our needs and expectations. In this episode, we will explore why we need 6G, how it is different from 5G, and conduct a detailed comparison based on key technical parameters. And at the end, we will discuss the impact on the human body. So grab your headphone and get ready for an insightful journey into the future of connectivity. So let's go. Let's start with the fundamental question, why do we need 6G when 5G is still being adopted? The answer lies in the continuously evolving demand of technology and human connectivity. While 5G has transformed communication with its high speed data rate, ultra low latency, and massive device connectivity, it may reach its limit sooner than anticipated as we progress towards a more interconnected world. If we look at 5G today, many of its potential use cases are still awaiting, making the investment seem less justifiable. However, AI-driven applications are expected to unlock the full potential of 5G, helping operators achieve a strong return on investment. In 5G, AI serves as an add-on feature, and by the time these AI-driven use cases are fully leveraged, 5G might already be nearly its capacity limit. Here are some of the key reasons why the transition of 6G is essential. Because of unprecedented data demand due to some of the real world applications. With the rapid increase of AI use cases, augmented reality, virtual reality, and IoT devices, amount of data being generated and consumed will be skyrocketing. 5G, while robust, may not be able to handle this scale and complexity of future network. Technology like holographic communication for virtual meeting, concerts, and social interactions. It is a technology that allow for real-time 3D experience that are fully immersive. Next one is digital twins. A digital twin is a virtual model of a real-world object system or process that mimic the behavior and characteristics of its physical counterpart. These virtual models use data collected from sensors, devices, and other sources to provide insight into the performance, behavior, and condition of the physical counterpart. Next use case is brain-machine interfaces will require capabilities beyond what 5G can offer. Direct interconnection between human brain and machine, opening door to advanced prosthetic and cognitive enhancement, which demand higher bandwidth, lower latency, and greater reliability. Next use case, smart cities, a hyper-connected urban environment where IoT devices seamlessly integrate, enabling real-time data analytics for efficient traffic management, energy optimization, and public safety. Next use case, advanced healthcare, remote surgeries enhanced with real-time haptic feedback, along with continuous health monitoring through advanced wearable or implantable medical devices. Industrial automation. AI-driven automation factories leveraging ultra-low latency communication, enabling seamless coordination between robotic sensors and smart manufacturing system with near zero latency communication. These are some key use cases that highlights the need for 6G. Now, let's move to the second major reason driving the transition to 6G. Sustainability. 6G is designed to address the energy efficiency issue of 5G, focusing on green technologies to support an eco-friendly digital future. And finally, another crucial reason for this transition is global connectivity. With enhanced connectivity and smart resource allocation, 6G promises to bridge the gap between rural and urban area, providing seamless connectivity worldwide. I hope this gives you a clear picture that 6G is not just an upgrade, it is a necessity for supporting the next era of innovation. Now let's come to the part number two, how is 6G different from 5G? So before that, let's first understand the 5G and 6G timelines. In 2019, 5G begins its journey with the introduction of Release 15, and it has been commercially available since 2020. In 2024-25, shift from 5G to 5G Advanced happened, and by the late 2025, 3GPP Release 19 is expected to be completed, laying the groundwork for 6G development. And by the end of 2028, the first 6G specification is expected in 3GPP Release 21. In 2030, first commercial deployment of 6G is expected, and wider rollout is expected after 2030. So if you look at the pattern, you will notice that each telecom generation follow a 10-year cycle, like 6G in 2030, 5G in 2020, 4G in 2010, 3G in 2000, 2G in 1990, and 1G in 1980. Now, let's dive into how 6G will differ from 5G in terms of enhanced potential performance. 6G will push the boundaries of performance far beyond what 5G offers, while 5G focuses on connecting devices, 6G will aim to create a fully integrated and immersive network. The goal is to integrate AI and machine learning at the core of its operations. Let's say the new 6G spectrum in the range of sub-terahertz. One of the defining features of 6G is its use of sub-terahertz frequency, ranging from 90 to 300 gigahertz, that is zero point 0.1 terahertz to zero point 0.3 terahertz. This sub-terahertz spectrum provides significantly more bandwidth compared to 5G sub 6 gigahertz and 5G millimeter wave bands, enabling ultra-high data transfer rates. In our previous 5G discussion, we covered how 5G operates in two frequency ranges, FR1, that is sub 6 gigahertz, FR2, millimeter wave ranging from 24.25 gigahertz to 52.6 gigahertz. With 6G, we will witness further expansion into the mid-band, that is centimeter wave range of 7 to 15 gigahertz, referred to as FR3. Additionally, 6G will leverage the sub-terahertz spectrum from 90 to 300 gigahertz. It will be used for specific applications that demand ultra-high data rates or ultra-low latency, such as high-resolution holographic communication and advanced immersive experience will be possible. Also, we are expecting the improvement in terms of extreme latency reduction. While 5G boasts ultra low latency of around 1 millisecond, 6G aim to reduce it to under 0.1 millisecond, enabling real-time interaction for applications like remote surgeries and autonomous driving. Now let's see the improvement in AI integration. Unlike 5G, which uses AI as an add-on for network management, 6G will embed AI into its core. This will allow networks to self-optimize, predict user needs, and provide seamless connectivity without human intervention. Finally, the improvement over immersive technology. 6G will support immersive technologies such as holographic telepresence and extended reality. Imagine attending a virtual meeting where everyone appears as a hologram. That's the kind of experience 6G aim to enable. Let's come to the part number 3, 5G versus 6G, a technical comparison. Let's take a closer look at how 5G and 6G compare based on specific technical parameters. To make it easier, I will walk you through each parameter one by one. Imagine this parameter as the key ingredients that define how powerful and efficient a network is. With every new generation, we aim for faster speed, better coverage, lower latency, and smarter connectivity. Let's start with the first parameter, peak data rate. In 5G, we knew it offers a peak data rate of 20 Gbps in downlink and 100 Gbps in uplink. But an extreme data rate, that is whenever needed to user, he or she will get data rate of 100 Mbps in downlink and 50 Mbps in uplink, which is just 0.5% as compared to peak data rate. 6G aim to achieve a peak data rate of 1 terabit per second in downlink and 100 gigabit per second in uplink. With a user experience data rate around 1 Gbps in downlink and 100 Mbps in uplink, which is just 0.1% as compared to peak data rate. This means downloading any HD movie of 4 gigabit in just a few seconds. Now let's move to the next big factor, latency. 5G has a latency of 1 millisecond, which is already super fast. 6G will push this down to 0.1 millisecond, enabling Real-time application like holographic communication, tactile internet, and AI-driven automation near instantaneous. Let's move to the connection density. 5G has 1 million devices per square kilometer. 6G has 10 million devices per square kilometer. Now let's move to spectral efficiency. Spectral efficiency refers to how efficiently communication system uses the available radio frequency spectrum to transmit data. It is usually measured in bits per second per hertz. 5G already has improved spectral efficiency over 4G with target of around 30 bits per second per hertz using techniques like massive MIMO and beamforming. Whereas 6G aims for even higher spectral efficiency around 100 bits per second per hertz using AI-driven resource allocation and reconfigurable intelligent surfaces (RIS), which will be improving the utilization of available spectrum resources. Let's dive into new concept uh, of reconfigurable intelligent surface, that is RIS. As 6G evolve, RIS will play a crucial role in overcoming signal blockage in high frequency band like millimeter wave and terahertz range, ensuring seamless connectivity. Much like how massive MIMO was a game changer for 5G, RIS is set to revolutionize 6G, enhancing signal strength, coverage, and efficiency in way never seen before. It is a cutting-edge technology designed to control and optimize wireless signal in real time. Instead of actively transmitting signal like MIMO, it consists of a passive programmable surfaces with a large number of tiny reflective elements. These reflective elements can dynamically adjust, reflect, and manipulate radio waves. This enables the creation of a smart radio environment, optimizing signal quality and coverage without requiring additional power for transmission. That is, no power amplifiers are required. Now, come to the next parameter, that is reliability. 5G provides reliability of 99.999%, essential for critical applications like healthcare and autonomous system. 6G aims to improve reliability to 99.99999%, reducing the chance of failure to near zero. Let's see mobility. 5G support mobility speed up to 500 km per hour, making it ideal for high-speed trains. 6G aims to extend mobility up to 1000 km per hour, enabling seamless connectivity for next-generation transport system like hyperloops. Check out my LinkedIn post for a detailed table outline on the IMT requirements of 5G and 6G that we have discussed right now. Let's come to the part number 4, challenges in implementing 6G. While 6G promising, it's not without its challenges. Spectrum availability. Utilizing the terahertz spectrum presents major technical and regulatory challenges that must be addressed. Additionally, millimeter wave frequency may have potential adverse effects on flora and fauna, raising concern about environmental impact and sustainability. We'll discuss in detail. Next challenge is energy efficiency. Operating at high frequency consumes more power, making advancement in energy efficient design essential. Next challenge, infrastructure upgrade. The deployment of 6G will necessitate a comprehensive upgrade of the current telecom infrastructure to support its advanced capabilities. And final, financial investment. The research, development, and widespread implementation of 6G technology will require significant financial resources, potentially hindering its global rollout. These are the challenges now. Now let me break down the impact on the human body. Let's understand this. We all knew that electromagnetic waves exist across a spectrum of frequencies, starting from radio waves at the lowest frequencies and moving up through microwaves, infrared, visible light, ultraviolet, X-ray, and finally gamma rays, which have the highest frequencies in the range of exahertz. Even in our daily lives, we experience some effect of the spectra. For example, prolonged exposure to sunlight is not ideal because UV rays can damage our skin, and that despite the ozone layer filtering a significant portion of them. Now, the higher the frequency, the greater the potential risk. X-ray and gamma rays are particularly powerful because they carry enough energy to penetrate deep into human tissues. That's why they are used in medical imaging, such as X-ray scan or PET scans. However, since they can alter cellular structure, exposure is limited to occasional medical tests and controlled environment to avoid harmful effects. Now, let's consider the microwave range, which include millimeter waves and sub-terahertz frequencies. Although millimeter waves have short wavelength, which means they cannot penetrate deep into human tissue, unlike ionizing radiation, X-ray, gamma rays, millimeter waves or sub-terahertz wave do not break DNA bonds. These are mostly absorbed by the skin and cornea, leading to potential thermal effects. Prolonged exposure to high power millimeter radiation can cause localized heating, potentially leading to skin burns or discomfort. Studies suggest that sub-terahertz wave might alter sweat gland activity. Low power consumer devices like smartphone, Wi-Fi, IoT operates within safe limit to prevent health risks. The Federal Communication Commission (FCC) and the International Commission on Non-Ionizing Radiation Protection (ICNIRP) have established safety guidelines for public and occupational exposure to millimeter waves, typically defined within the frequency range of 30 GHz to 300 GHz. These guidelines are designed to protect against the thermal effect of millimeter wave exposure, ensuring safety for both the general public and workers environment where such exposure may occur. This FCC and ICNIRP guidelines on power density limit of 1 milliwatt per square centimeter for general public exposure are only intended for humans, but not for birds and plants. Heat absorption in smaller birds may be higher due to thin feathers and smaller body mass. Some studies suggest that high frequency radiation may interfere with bird migration pattern because birds rely on Earth's magnetic field and electromagnetic waves for navigation. Research also shows millimeter wave absorption in plant leaves, which could affect water retention. So, what that being said, transition of millimeter wave should be confined within the closed space with the power density limit of 5 milliwatt per square centimeter for occupational exposure only, not outside in the space of children, birds, and plants. Now, conclusion. To sum it up, 6G is the next big leap in wireless communication, bringing game-changing possibilities that will reshape how we live, work, and stay connected. While 5G is still making its mark. 6G will take things to a whole new level, from terabit per second speed to ultra low latency and intelligent network. The journey towards 6G won't be easy, but the benefit will be worth it. So with that being said, it is bringing us to the end of the today's episode. I want to thank all of you for listening to this podcast, and I look forward to sharing more episodes in the future. Just hit follow on your favorite platform to stay updated. And ending the music, please take a moment to reflect on today's insight and key takeaways from the what we covered today. Why 6G is needed, its use cases, and how does it differ from 5G. We explored IoT requirements in terms of data rate, latency, connection density, spectral efficiency, reliability. We also discussed the challenges of implementing 6G and its potential impact on both human and birds. Let's this idea sink in and stay curious for what next. God bless and catch you in next one. Thank you.